Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you guys are all doing well. Man, I have just been off the off the airs, off the airways for a while. Just had a bunch of well, I was sick for a little while and just had a lot of other stuff going on that I've been trying to do, and I'm always sort of in this process of rearranging my house. And Sebastian was thinking about moving back in for a little while, and then that meant moving one room to another room and all this other stuff, and then that didn't happen. And so anyway, it's hard to explain, but none of that matters. I guess, sometimes when I haven't put out a video for like weeks, I start feeling kind of guilty, and I don't know why, but I'm still alive, and had a very small little health scare that kind of had me go into some dark places, and um, that was recently resolved and turned out to be nothing. So um, anyway, so I haven't really seen you guys since Carla and I did the live sale together. And on that live sale, I mentioned that I had purchased a box of these little blank notebooks off of Amazon. I think it was a box of like 160 of them. So there was 80 black ones and 80 craft paper ones. Um, I did order a smaller box of the A5 size of these two, that I think I want to try to do something with. But what I wanted these for was just to kind of give me a little notebook that I could embellish and maybe use to make some mini journals. Um, I didn't necessarily want to make this the mini journal, but I wanted to use them as signatures in mini journals. And so that's what I'm doing. And I've been just working on um, collaging them just with, scraps and book pages and things like that. And I thought, it might be kind of fun to show you guys sort of what my plans are from here, and to maybe give you some ideas about how you could use your little craft notebooks if you have also purchased those, because they're kind of nice. And it's not bad paper. It's a sort of like a cream white color, like a moleskin notebook paper is. Um, it's a decent weight. I mean, it's not, the thickest paper in the world, but I think each one is like 60 pages, something like that. Anyway, so so I came up with this plan um, to use like four of them in in a journal. So it would be like, that big of a spine. Okay, so maybe like a half inch, 3/4 of an inch spine, maybe a little wider since I'm adding to these. And then I have this stack of, these were just greeting cards that I already used all the envelopes that came with these cards. And so I thought maybe I could use these as the covers for this little project. Somehow, repurpose these into, I mean, since they're already here, I already have them. And I think I have enough of them, use these to make my covers. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do as far as, embellishing these or whatever. I'll probably wind up doing something similar to this on the covers, but haven't gotten that far yet. I just want to work on the little signatures first. I thought it would be kind of fun maybe to actually coffee dye some of these, or even avocado dye some of these too. I might do a couple and just kind of see how they turn out, maybe for a future project. But since they're not glued together, they're actually stitched together, I think it might work. So I might try that, and I'll let you know what happens. Anyway, so I just did um, like I said, a little bit of collaging on the covers. And then what I like to do is just use a piece of, this is just a piece of sandpaper, like a real heavy grit sandpaper that I glued onto an old nail file. And then I just like to use that to sort of trim off the excess, right? Where it just gives the border, I think, kind of a cool little sort of grungy, worn sort of look. And it's kind of hard on my thumb. Like my thumb starts getting sore after a while holding this, but my thumb is sore to begin with from crocheting. I just do everything so hardcore that even crocheting has caused me to require surgery and all kinds of other problems. Anyway, so that's how they come out, and I think it looks pretty cool. And I'm going to ink them up and make them even more kind of grungy. So I've done enough of these little guys. I've collaged all of these. And so it's enough of them to make, I think, 12 of these journals. And then I kind of got burnout on doing the, like collaging with different pages. And then I thought, well, I'll just do one with just plain, either book page or, ledger page. So some of them are just a plain, uh, page on there. You know what I mean? And then I can add to these as the project evolves. And I like doing it. I like doing this with the sandpaper too, because that way I don't accidentally, cut what I don't want to cut with scissors. Like sometimes when you're doing this with scissors, it's easy to accidentally cut into the cover. And I don't know. And I like the way it looks too. So, and it also kind of makes when you go back and ink the edges of these little notebooks, it'll make the ink kind of grab better around that part where you've used the sandpaper, and then you can kind of even just kind of grunge it up a little bit more and maybe do a little bit on the spine or whatever. I do plan to do a little, more on these. I'm gonna maybe do like some, use some of this stuff. I just pulled out a bunch of things that I thought would be nice to use on the little spines. And of course I have my little, strips of gauze bandage that I'd like to use. And also just some book tape. This is like book repair tape. So I could use some of that, or some fabric washi tape, or even just regular washi tape, and just add something along these little spines. I also have this bag full of scraps from where I've gutted books, and just saved, pieces from books that I took apart. And so I just want to maybe try to, use some of this stuff too, and get out like some pretty decent glue, and just add some little interesting, bits onto somewhere near the spines on these. So that's kind of my plan. But I need to finish, doing the edges on all of them before I get on to my next step, which is adding, some kind of embellishment onto the spines. The other thing that I'm thinking about doing is adding pockets on the inside of these. And I guess this isn't really a process video. It sort of is, but sort of isn't. So I have this little stack of, these are offcuts from the envelopes that I mentioned earlier, from the greeting cards that I had earlier. So these were the envelopes. And I didn't throw them away because they look super useful. So I thought these would be kind of cool to use as just like a little tuck spot on the inside of the journal. Um, so I cut it off, you know, at the top there, and then rounded the corners, and then in this way I could add like maybe a little add like a little card, or maybe some, like little die cut or something like that, and then just glue that down on the inside. I am going to do some stitching on these. So like I'll stitch around the borders and maybe do some kind of like messy stitching on them and stuff like that. Depends on how long I feel like sitting at the sewing machine, how much stitching I do on these. But anyway, so I'm just saying, like, I never throw this kind of stuff away because it always seems like it, could be useful. And so I am going to find a way to use those. I don't know for sure if that's what I'm going to do, but it's one of the ideas going through my head. And then I also have these little, let me know what you guys think. Like, what do you think? Um, what do you think you would do? Um, Also, hang on. Got these craft envelopes, these like small little craft envelopes, and they actually fit perfectly on these covers, like just right inside the cover. So I was thinking that it might be kind of cool to do like two of them, maybe sort of layer on, like maybe do one there, one there, and I don't know, maybe in another. Well, no, I think two would be the max. So maybe just do two of them and attach them like in that sort of area. And then, these could still be intact. And if I glue these down just along the border, what I would probably do is actually stitch these together first, just along the edges, and then just to make sure that they stay in the right position, and then maybe stitch them down along the border again, or just glue them in or something like that. I don't know. I just thought, I could do something with these little envelopes in these, or even just, do one like that on the inside, and then use it like a tuck spot there, and then leave it as an envelope here, maybe add a magnet or something. um just engineering with paper, right? But I do want to add pockets on these. And then the other thing, um so that's one idea, and then also maybe library pockets or something like that on some of them. And then I pulled out a whole bunch of photos. So these are the originals that I've already scanned quite a few of these. And so I pulled out the ones that were sort of mostly with like children, ones that I like that had children, or that were, you know, um, in the vertical format. And I thought these would be kind of cool to add onto some of the covers, somehow. I thought maybe. do a little bit of just a real simple little black kind of background, like a frame almost, and just add some of these little images onto these covers. Um, do some labels. You know, I'm hooked on this paper packing tape that you just wet it. It's got sticky on the back. It's got glue on the back that you wet. Um, and so I started just stamping labels onto that. And so I think I'm gonna just stamp a bunch of labels so I can use that on my covers. Um, I guess this is more of like what's going through my head, what type of video or what I've been up to kind of video. Um, so that's my project that I'm kind of working on right now. And that's basically like what's on my desk. And then the other thing is the collaboration that I'm working on with 5 other lovely ladies. And so I got my cover. Rosemary is the person that is sending to me when in line in the circle. And so this is the cover that she made. And the cover that I made, I sent on to the next person in line. And so this is the cover that she made that I need to make signatures for. So I need to put the pages in this journal. And I've had it for a couple weeks. I actually didn't open it for quite a while because I thought I would open it on camera and sort of give you guys my like first impression of it and that kind of thing, but I couldn't help it. I just had to see it. So look at, she's done this beautiful encaustic little collage here, and then attached it, looks like with some just like cotton thread and like embroidery floss, and then did this like beautiful like hand stitching around and some of her eco dyeing, or this is like rusted, I think. Yeah, so it's really cool. And then she did this little, so each journal in the collaboration will have um, a letter of, she calls it provenance, a letter of provenance. Um, and somebody else in the group called it something else, but I couldn't remember what it was called, so I just called it something else in the one that I made and sent on with my journal cover. Anyway, so she's made this little, each of us had to make something that would stay in the journal, that each person that works on the journal will write their thoughts, or it looks like Rosemary has done a little bit of what her process was and a little bit of history about who this woman is and that kind of stuff. So she's done some cool stuff in hers with some of her eco-dyed paper. She did send me some eco-dyed paper along with the journal too. So I don't know if I'll use this paper in the journal or not, but even if I don't, it's really cool to have it for future projects. So what I think I might wind up doing, and she did the little origami paper box to carry that in. But what I think I might do as far as pages is, as far as my signatures, I think I'm going to do it like a flowish journal because that kind of says Rosemary to me anyway. And so I'll just be adding rivets or eyelets in the cover and elastic, or maybe I'll, do some other type of maybe seam binding or some other kind of yarn or something like that to hold the signatures in place. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because that way I can use a bunch of just random things. Since I'm only working on one journal, I don't necessarily have to make sure that I've got 12 of one thing to use in the journal. So I can pull some kind of cool stuff that I've got laying around that I only have like one of, paper things. Um, Anyway, so I'm going to do my signatures, and then I will be sending this on to the next person in line on the 15th of the month. So that's our mail date. So this is going to take a while for these to all get finished. I mean, we've got 6 steps, and only one a month is, it's only moving once a month. So it's going to be a total of 6 months altogether for the whole project to be finished. And then we'll coordinate and do like a live stream or something like that, to give these away to people. So won't that be fun? I'm so excited. Anyway, but I just wanted to do a little video and kind of let you guys know I'm still alive and what I've been doing and what I've been thinking about, and let you know that I'm still thinking about journals, and I want to make some minis, and this is what I've come up with. And I think they're going to be fun. So I might do another video and kind of keep you guys updated on my progress on these, maybe give me some more sneak peeks and that kind of thing. But I think I'm going to wind up doing 12 of them altogether, of these little like mini journals. So that'll be fun. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think about, where I'm going with this, and if you have any ideas for me, that would be great. I always love to hear your ideas. If nothing else, just say hey, and how you doing or whatever. Let me know how you're doing. So yeah, but I will definitely do another video before I send this out. Maybe as I'm doing it, I'll show you how I'm gonna put the pages in and that kind of thing. So, and then I'll be writing in the letter of provenance what my process was and my thoughts about the project so far. So anyway, okay, guys, I love you, and I will talk to you sooner than later. Okay. All right. Sooner this time, I promise. Okay. Bye for now.